So we tried to do it on a case-by-case basis, using both of those approaches.
Any other questions or comments? No, if there's nothing else, I will close it to the public and we will continue with our agenda. Does anybody have any items to remove from the consent agenda?
No. We have to take out payment for student copy again?
We don't have to, but we can. It would be a
I would assume that business opportunity.
Now I have consent agenda item 2. Second? Thank you, Jackie. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, business action number 10 on the pink sheet. Motion? All that for item number 10.
I'll second.
Second? Business action number 10. Thank you very much. Discussion.
I'm just going that down the numbers are filled in, so no discussion.
I'm wondering if the double line numbers for they have the agenda, they don't see all the numbers.
Would you like to do that or you really?
Whatever, doesn't matter.
You work on it so hard on this. Would you like to do the honor?
On item number 10, the business operations revised page 4, general fund is filled in as $44,057,500. And you add in the 515,924 for special revenue fund, 169,986 for education jobs fund, 2,373,181 for debt service fund, 514,600 for capital reserve withdrawal. You have a total of 47,631,191. Excuse me. Under the next paragraph, you have a tax levy number. Be further resolved that the West Morris Regional High School District Board of Ed acknowledge that the 2011-2012 budget is described above results in a total tax levy of $41,195,174, inclusive of general fund tax levy of $38,822,553, and a debt service tax levy in the amount of $2,373,181. The next paragraph stands. As does the next. The only other change is in the last paragraph. Be it further resolved that the West Morris Regional High School District Board of Education appropriates the surplus in the amount of $1,248,354 for the 2011-12 school year budget as required by the annual audit.
Jackie, there's one typo on the first section where it says, be it further resolved, for the tax levy says $38,822,553. It should be $533.
$3,822,533. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? Any discussion? Can we do a roll call vote?
Sure. Mr. Button? Aye. Mrs. Forrester?
Yes.
Mr. Wyden?
Yes.
Ms. Gilmet? Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. LeBron?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Mr. Bouchard?
Yes.
Mr. Strand?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We are on to old business. Solar panels, commencement date was February 18th, we have the closeout meeting. And for the next 10 years, we get this electricity at 10.6 kilowatt hours. 10.6 cents per kilowatt hour. Correct?
Correct. We also, I believe you saw in your packet, sent a letter to the Morris County Improvement Authority. We addressed it to John Biani because we were in the pilot program for solar panels, and we were very fortunate to have been able to participate in it. We are the envy of many school districts because we have solar panels on our building, and the cost to the district itself was simply your approval to participate in the plan. So we're very grateful that Morris County Improvement allowed us to participate. I know they're going through their next cycle now, where there's a lot more competition for people to get in to solar panel arena.
Race to Nowhere is going up very quickly.
Sold out.
So that, I was going to say register online, but I guess not buy, you just have to register online.
Let's see what I can do.
Okay. We'll stand on the back.
And that will be here at Linda at 7 on Thursday.
Yes. Any other old business?
I wanted to pass out just some documents that the Finance Committee saw them earlier this evening. The first one that I'm passing around to you, I'm only sending out enough to those that went on the Finance Committee. There was a request, to look at all the special education costs. I provide you with that information now. Second piece of information that I wanted to distribute has to do with the bus cost analysis. Again, the Finance Committee saw this earlier. We had a good discussion about it, but I wanted everybody on the board to have a copy of that. Oh, and there was one more piece of information that I'll distribute. This is we also discussed this in the Finance Committee. These are the co-curricular athletic costs that the detailed information that we had that had been requested as part of the budget process, and we provided tonight to the Finance Committee for discussion, and provided to the full board. Not necessarily for discussion right now, but only if you have questions.
Any other old business?
Yeah. Anthony, I was interested in the memo that you included in the packet on board policy revisions, specifically number 2, that says, I will be conducting a year-end analysis and evaluation of the changes to our physical education policy with a focus on student exemptions from physical education classes that were granted as a result of this revision. I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on that.
I began my discussions at each school with how successful they've been able to implement that policy, what effect has it had in terms of students in hallways, being able to monitor students. The last piece of it is, I know one of the questions became, do we extend this policy to freshmen and sophomores? And I think that's going to become an issue, with the new financial literacy requirement that exists, that all students must take this course. I know that a number of schools are considering having students fulfill that financial literacy requirement by missing one marking period of physical education in both their freshman and their sophomore years. I would prefer not to do that. It would seem to me that if we could fulfill that requirement with the existing program that we have, I'd like to go with that. We have a good course, and I think we have it set in the right time frame. But I would also like to examine that policy with that potential in mind. So looking at the efficacy of it, how well we've been able to administer it, and what other pressures is another things coming back from the state.
You may also want to consider looking at what Ridge High School has very recently adopted. Are you familiar with what they've done?
No, I need you to.
I'm told by folks I know that work there that Ridge High School has adopted a policy where As you know, perhaps other people don't here know that our physical education exemption does not apply to interscholastic athletes. It applies to all juniors and seniors in one quarter of the year. Ridge High School, as a cost-saving measure, number one, and number two, to ease the administrative burden of keeping track of the kids in the bookwork, has just adopted a policy where interscholastic athletes may not take gym class during their sports season.
May not?
May not.
I would like to look at that policy.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, and suggest to take a look at it.
Well, I also talked, because I do sports for 2 seasons, and I talked to the head of athletics at our school, and what I was familiar with, because I don't have an iron or a study hall, is that that's illegal in New Jersey to actually do that. So I'm not sure if Ridge has actually implemented this yet, but I've tried junior and senior year to get out of gym because of my sports, and I've been told that's illegal. The only way to get out of it is if you have a certain amount of hours in a sport that's not allowed, that's not provided in school. For example, I do fencing in school, but I also take fencing lessons outside of school. But because fencing is allowed in is a school sport, I'm not allowed. If I had a certain amount of hours of dance, that's when I could do it.
And that's a restriction that our district has. It's not a New Jersey state.
Okay. I was made aware that it was state, so I guess maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's what I was told.
Do you know how it works with the specifics, because there's 3 sports seasons and 4 marking periods, so do you know how that overlap works at all or no?
I've got, I'll be happy, Charlie, to send you a PowerPoint presentation and material I have on it. My understanding is that it's from the beginning of the sports season to the end, that they may not do it. Again, the reasons are it's cost savings and it's easier to administer, to predict, because